If you're studying for your CeMAP 2 or 3 exams in 2026 and you're maybe confused about the changes, about what to study, about what to use to study, you are probably not on your own. So in this video, I want to talk about how you can use either your old textbook from last year to study for this year's exams, or where you can find the new material. But I will put a pause on that and say the new material is just the old material split into different sections. So if you still have the physical textbook from 2025, you absolutely can still use that to study. And just in case you've got absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, last year, LIBF or Walbrook Institute announced that they were shaking things up when it came to CeMAP. And we've done the CeMAP 1 breakdown already. You can go and find that video. I want to talk about CeMAP 2 and 3 specifically because there's been a lot of conversation in WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, even Reddit that I've seen where there's been a bit of confusion about what you need. So let's talk about the exam changes first. With CeMAP 2, it used to be that you would sit 4 units, as in 4 mini exams, in one big exam, which was made up of 100 multiple choice questions, and you had to pass each unit with 70% to get through all of CeMAP 2. They've scrapped that now. Instead, CeMAP 2 is just like CeMAP 1. It is still 100 multiple choice questions, but those questions are broken into 2 halves. So you've got 50 questions in your first half, 50 questions in your second half. But here's what's a little bit different. If you're using the textbook from last year, you only need to study chapters 1 through to 15 before you're ready to sit the first half of the CeMAP 2 exam. And you don't have to sit the first and second half together. So you could potentially study the first 15 chapters of your textbook and then sit the first half of your CeMAP 2 exam. And then when it comes to the second half of your CeMAP 2 exam, you only need chapters 20 through to 29. So you don't actually need the whole of your old textbook. Why? Because they have taken the life insurance element out of CeMAP 2 completely, and they've thrown it in for CeMAP 3. So if you've still got that old textbook and you still want to use it, make sure that you go through topics 1 to 15 before sitting the first half, and then topics 20 to 29 before sitting the second half. Now CeMAP 3 is exactly the same as it was, in a sense of it is still 60 multiple choice questions, you sit it all in one and you need 70% to pass. It is still case study based, except this is where they put the life insurance and protection. So in that old CeMAP 2 and 3 textbook that you've got, this is where chapters 16 to 19 come into play, in CeMAP 3 specifically. Now, if you've registered for the new style exam, as in if you registered after the 29th of September 2025, you won't get a copy of this physical textbook. You might get an email with an Amazon link to the textbook that you can buy from Amazon, but actually they're pushing everybody down the digital download route. And that's a problem if you're like me and you really struggle to retain things that you've read off a screen. So you've got a couple of different options here. You can buy it off Amazon. You can send it to an independent printer to print off for you. That's another option. You can equally look for a textbook that is secondhand. The only change that I've found so far between the old material and the new material across all 29 chapters is a little bit of law change when it comes to leasehold ownership, which I will cover in a different video. But if you are partway through your CeMAP 2 and 3 studies and you've realized right now that you're going to be switched over onto the new format because you missed the 12th of January deadline, you don't need to panic. The content is exactly the same. So the old textbook is absolutely fine to use. One thing that I found really useful that you can do, you can contact LIBF directly, either by phone or by email. Email is probably better. And you can ask them to confirm which download you need for which exam. So that's exactly what I did. And they were able to send me a downloadable file for the first half of CeMAP 2. And a separate one for the second half of CeMAP 2, and then they sent me 3 separate digital downloadable files for CeMAP 3, and it was just the life insurance stuff. Hopefully, this has helped clear a few things up for you. If it is that you're studying with a textbook and you're feeling a little bit lost, remember that you can always sign up to my 60-day to CeMAP strategy. It is completely free. It's 60 days worth of emails that are going to teach you how to level up your CeMAP studies if you're studying alone and with a textbook. And as always, please make sure you like and subscribe, and I will catch you for the next video.